Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tea and Chat Author Talk, hosted by Cup of Tea with That Book, Please, a blog full of book reviews and recommendations, news reports, original writing, and of course, tea. My name is Whitney, and I'm here with Tabrija, creator of Cup of Tea with That Book, Please. We will be in conversation with our special guest, Juliana Castro, artist of Mom's Cloud and the Beach Adventure by Kendall Consini, who you have seen previously, and we got the chance to talk with her. And we want to give a big thank you to our future viewers. You could be doing a number of things right now, but you decided to tune in for this virtual author event. Any links and resources shared during this presentation will be shared with attendees on the blog. If you're a fan of books and the power of friendship, check out our other podcasts, Fake Book Club podcasts. We are currently in our third season. Our first two seasons are already out. We talk about our favorite and not so favorite reads, current events, pop culture, nostalgia, and my personal favorite, K-pop. And you can find us wherever it is you get your podcasts or go to our website, fakebookclubpodcast.wordpress.com. And I will now pass it on to Tabrija for our featured author. So without further ado, take it away, Tabrija.
Thank you, Whitney. Hello, everyone. My name is Sabrisha. I am the creator of Cup of Tea with That Book, Please, and I have the special pleasure of introducing our guest on today's podcast, Juliana Castro. So, thank you, Juliana, for joining us this evening for us. I feel like it's the afternoon for you. For you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So we want to give a short bio of our special guest. So Juliana Castro is a Colombian children's book illustrator, animal lover, and storyteller at heart. Her work is joyful, whimsical, and full of care, centered around creating meaningful, emotional, rich stories for children. Through her studio, she collaborates closely with authors to bring their ideas to life while also supporting animal and environmental causes by donating a portion of her profits. When she's not illustrating, you'll likely find her painting, exploring nature, or dreaming up her next story. So great. That is all great. Thank you so much again, Juliana, for joining us today.
Thank you, Tabrita. Yeah, I'm excited to be here and tell you a little bit about illustration.
Yes. So why don't we start off with a conversation, like Whitney alluded at the beginning of our podcast. We recently had Kendall Consini, who is the author of Mom's Cloud and Beach Adventure, and it was a book that you were the illustrator for. So could you tell us a little bit about like what was your process of like illustrating that picture book?
Yes. So illustrating a picture book takes time. It's a long process, especially one that deals with a topic that's so heavy, like depression. So I really wanted to make sure that I wasn't illustrating a stereotype, right? And just saying, oh, depression equals sadness, because it's much more complex than that. So the first thing I did was research. And I did some research not only about the medical side of it, but also the emotional side of depression and what people feel, right? Because the feelings is what I put in the book, so that's how I talk. So through that research, I found that people who have depression, because I don't have it, so I don't have that firsthand knowledge. It's not just sadness, but it's also sometimes that loss of energy, of motivation, right? Sometimes the simplest tasks takes a lot to do, and I that's what I wanted to show in the book. Because in the book, the mom she wants to play with her kids, right? She wants to have a beautiful day at the beach, but she just can't, and the cloud won't let her. So part of the process was, character design, which was really fun, based on Kendall's family. They're like actually looking like her kids and her husband, which was really fun to do. But also the cloud, I think that was a really important thing to design because it's a metaphor for like emotional heaviness. So I made it with watercolors and scanned it in, brought it into Photoshop, and I played with like the saturations. Kendall loves purple. It's her favorite color, so it has little hints of purple here and there because it's her cloud at the end of the day. Um, and we like I also played a lot with color. So this is a picture book and I didn't want it to be too sad, right? Because it's not to make people feel upset or like sad that the mom has depression, but rather to understand that this is normal and it happens, and kids can learn how to deal with a parent or a loved one that is suffering from mental health. So I kept most of the colors bright, but when mom feels her depression coming in, her saturation, like her brightness in the colors, gets toned down and a little bit muted, and she gets a little bit neutral in terms of color to just show that emotional separation from the rest of her family, who is just really bright and just really happy, to show that. But also, I used like negative space as a way to show that emotional distance. So there's a spread specifically where the kids are making the Sandman and the mom is like covered in the cloud, in the towel, and like farther away, separated by the white of the page, just to have that like emotional distance. She just can't get to where the kids want her to be. And it's hard because, as a mom, you want to be there, right? But you just have to take care of yourself first. So,
Kendall really sung your praises in our interview with her. And I guess it's not one of our questions, but I think she went into it a little bit, but how did the two of you connect? Were you like familiar with each other beforehand? Did she reach
no.
out or?
So I've been putting a lot of content out on social media to like educate my clients, right? I'm talking about what it takes to be an illustrator, how long it takes, kind of like the things they should have ready before they contact me. And that's kind of what I've been putting out for like a year and a half or so. And last year, Kendall, so I think she found me through Threads first. I think she started seeing my content there. Um, liking it and whatnot. And then I believe she DM'd me on Instagram asking questions about how the process works and all of this. And I'm more than happy to help out. Like I know some people charge to answer, but I'm more than happy to just give, some guidance because it is like self-publishing. It's lonely and it can be confusing. There's so much information out there, so many different artists. Everybody does things differently. So it can be a lot. So I just like asked, like she was asking me questions about the process, how it works, what type of licenses that like she should need and all of this. And then I don't think she had like actually like seen my portfolio. So she's like, wait, do you actually illustrate books? And I'm like, yeah, I do that. And she's like, oh my God, I didn't even know. Let's talk about that. That's how we connected, which I thought was really cool because I think my content helped build the trust that she needed for her to find somebody that she could work with.
And I also wanted to point out like what you said, like what beginning of your process, like you said you use watercolor and you first do it in watercolor and you scanned it and upload it to Adobe um, Illustrator. And I
Photoshop it.
oh Photoshop. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And I find that really interesting because you see it like you hear a lot of illustrators, they use like, pen or paper or they do it digitally, but you kind of use two of like
Yeah.
both of the mediums together. And I love watercolor and I personally I paint with watercolor. I wanted to ask like do you use like watercolor pencil or just like the regular type
Yeah,
of
the regular
watercolor?
watercolor. I love watercolor and color pencil. I feel like that makes looks really, really nice. But yeah, lately, because I've been trying to like figure out what I want my style to look like, and it was pretty digital at one point because it's faster, right? Like it's so much easier for me to just lasso tool, Control C, delete, move things around, than if it was like a painting and then the author comes back and says like, oh, we need to move the character. Right? It would take forever. So I've been incorporating some of those traditional mediums into my work so it feels more alive, so it doesn't lose that human touch. But yeah, I use everything. So for this one, I had a little bit of watercolor, but then for another one, I did wash or like just acrylic textures where you just kind of I grabbed like bubble wrap and painted the bubble wrap and just stamp it all over. So it's fun to play.
Do you, oh,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
are you classically trained? Like, did you go to art school? Did you teach yourself? Like, how did
So
this journey happen?
I went to art school, but I've been drawing since forever. As you know, like I'm from Colombia, so I was drawing all my life when I was little and just like for fun, it was like my safe space. But before moving to the US, it was mostly just pencil and printer paper, right? Like that was what I was doing. I was afraid of pens because they felt too permanent and like I couldn't fix it. But then I took a couple of painting classes, like oil painting. And it wasn't until I moved to the US that I realized that you can actually have a career in art, because in Colombia you can't. So I went to art school. I went to Savannah College of Art and Design and majored as a graphic designer because that's what I knew of art, right? Like before I got into the industry, but I never took a graphic design class. I immediately switched to illustration. So yeah.
I mean, it, yeah, you have like such a great a journey of like going
Thank
like
you.
illustrating and graphic designs. Like, so it seems like this was a passion for you, but was there like a pivotal point that says like how did you get into illustrating books,
Yes.
especially for especially children's books? So was there like a moment where it says like I want to be an illustrator?
So that's really funny that you say that because I started as a graphic design major, right? But you have to take like the foundation classes, which is like drawing and design. And it was when I took those drawing classes that I realized like I don't want to do graphic design, I just want to draw. So because I was what, 17? 17-year-old, they tell you like, okay, you can draw and I'll pick a concentration. And you're like, I have no idea what this means, but I want to work for Disney because that makes sense, right? Art, Disney. So we're gonna go for the concept art route. So that's what I studied. I studied concept art and visual development, not publishing. But the last semester, the last quarter, because SCAD does quarter, um, we had a class that was a portfolio class, and we had like freedom to do whatever we wanted. And for some reason, I was like, I want to do a book. Let's see like what happens. And I made the little accordion book that's on my website, the A Day in the Rainforest. That's the book I made in that class. And I fell in love with it, and I just dropped concept art. Became a picture book illustrator.
Well, I think that's a perfect segue into our next question is like Mom's Cloud obviously isn't your only work. If you go to your website, you'll see other books, but can you tell us a little bit about A Day in the Rainforest?
Yeah.
And you can talk about your
So
other books too as well.
awesome. Yeah, I haven't updated my website, so there's more books to be uploaded in there. Just have to do that. But yeah, A Day in the Rainforest was just a personal story. And the whole premise of it was that I made it, I built it myself. So it was all like a prototype, I guess, and it's an accordion book. So when you open it all up, it's like a long, just one continuous illustration. Um, so I guess the reason why I made this book was because I'm a conservationist at heart. I like love animals and nature, and that's like my passion. So I thought, okay, let's make a book about the animals that are endangered in the rainforest. And that's why it's called A Day in the Rainforest. It goes from like early in the morning all the way to the afternoon as the day progresses throughout that one illustration, and you see all the different animals that are endangered. So originally it had no text. It was just going to be the illustrations, but at the end I was like, we need to add something here. So I made up a quick little poem that like rhymes, and that was kind of just for fun. But it really was the moment that I was like, oh my God, I want to do this, right? Like this is really cool. This is, I feel like my style fits into this industry better than it does for concept art. I like never felt like I fit in. So it was like really cool. And then I was just so happy and using my hands and like painting. And it was like, I want to do this. This is what I want to focus on. And so I started, as soon as I graduated, I started freelancing, working with a nonprofit, doing like short stories for their tutoring platform, and then slowly started building my portfolio to do picture books. And so Kindles, I've done two books before Kindle. And then while I was working on Kindle, I was working on two other books. So one of the books just came out this month actually, and it's called My Mama Moves Different, and it's about a mom that has multiple sclerosis, and so even though she is on a wheelchair, even though she moves different, she still loves like any other mom, and it's a really sweet book. It was really fun. That one I painted with gouache on. Um, and so I also worked on another one for the American Counseling Association, and this one is called Captain Emotions and the Superpower Pack. So that book is more educational, more geared for like parents, teachers, counselors to help kids like deal with their emotions and understand what they're feeling. So it was really cool to have like a more entertaining kind of book, like Candles or like My Mama Moves Different, compared to like an educational one because they function a little bit different, but it's really fun.
I mean, first of all, kudos for you juggling so many like illustration jobs.
Thank you.
I feel like I would have like put the wrong like character in the wrong story. It's like, oh yeah, that captain guy was supposed to be in the rainforest. Of course he was.
That would be so funny. Yeah, no, I kind of like time block myself. It's like, okay, in the morning candle, in the afternoon, and another one. And it kind of helps too because it takes me about 4 to 6 months to illustrate a book. So it kind of becomes a little bit monotonous if you're just doing the same characters over and over. So being able to switch to another story keeps my creativity running.
And it seems like you have so much creativity, and that's like a perfect segue into our next question. Like, would you ever think about illustrating for a different age group, like instead of just like children? And if so, which age group?
Yes, I would love to do board books. I just think they're so cute and like so fun because it's like you're the first kind of like educational tool that a baby toddler gets. And so you have a lot of influence, I think, as the artist, because usually those books don't have a lot of text. It's mostly just the pictures, right, for them to understand their world. So I would love to do some picture books. And then maybe eventually like some chapter books, like young adult, just the covers maybe a little bit more old.
Do you have like so Tabriz and I are both like YA or teen librarians. So we would love to see what your what your work would look like more aged up, but
Mhm.
I also am a fan of like picture books for children and the board books because to your point, um board books are like the first book. Do you have an idea for a story for those or like a subject matter, or would you still want to kind of be in collaboration with an author?
I think for at the stage that I am in my career, I still need the author. Yeah, I'm still developing my writing voice. I hope one day to be able to do both, like be an author illustrator. But for board books, I would love to just do anything about animals. I love drawing animals and I think it would be really, really sweet. And then chapter books, I feel like anything. Yeah, I think I just wanna draw some teenagers and see how they look in my style.
That's a trend right now. Like especially in romance, it's all of the covers are like cartoon or like illustrated. We don't really see, I feel like when we were younger, and Tabrisha, correct me if I'm wrong, there was more like physical, like human bodies, human faces, like real people on covers, and
Yeah.
now everything's moving away to more illustrated. So I
Yeah.
think you also have uh
And
Yay.
the
and they were
opportunity.
more like canvas kind of painting.
Yeah.
If you look at like the later editions of the Babysitters Club, if you look at those like first, they were not they looked like real people, but they were paintings. You could
Like
see like they were
actual
like, yeah,
traditional paintings.
yeah, it was really cool, and I kind of miss those. Now it's more, cartoony, which is not bad, because it meets the style that what kids are looking for today. But when you look at them, there's like a very nostalgic and classic kind of way that they depicted those characters in the cover. So there there is it is a trend to like, put like kind of like
I
realistic
have to make
people.
a portfolio.
There is a book that came out in Tabrisia. It's a YA book and it has like she's Latina. It's like in like muted brown and she's a little curvy, but that's it's like it's like Cami or something. I know you know this book. I know you know what this title is, and it's a romance book, and it's gonna bug me. And I will, once I remember it, I will email it to you and tell our future viewers at home what it is.
I am
And maybe,
dying to know what this book
oh
is
my
because it's like
God,
I was like I have no idea.
maybe during your question, your portion of the questioning, Teresa, I will look it up.
Okay.
But it all of that to say is, I want to say her name is like Gabby something, and like it's I'm seeing the cover in my mind's eye, and she
Gabby
has like
Rivera.
maybe
Let's Google it.
let's look it up. And I just know she's like no,
Gabby
it's not Gabby
Rose.
Rivera, the author. It's Gabby Rivera Y book. It's going to I'm gonna find it. Either way,
Okay.
like the cover, I'm probably just gonna have to Google like Latina, curvy Latina YA book cover. But hers, that just the style of that just reminds me so much of your style, but like
Oh,
aged up. So when I find it, I
yes,
will
please.
definitely share it. Because I
Yeah,
don't know,
please do. I'm intrigued as
I'm
well.
seeing it so much in my mind's eye what it looks like. It's like oranges and yellows and like the that burnt color palette. And I know it's like she's Latina, she has like sunglasses on, but I will find it. I'll figure it out.
Okay,
But
sounds good.
either way, I
Gabby
all of that to
Rivera.
say,
I think it's Gabby Rivera.
oh my God. God,
Gabby
no, because
I,
Gabby Rivera is
is
the
the
author
author,
of
right?
Juliet. No,
yeah.
that's Juliet Takes the Breath. I'm thinking it's not. She did not write this book.
Oh,
It's a YA book about and the character's name is Gabby. But
Oh, okay, okay.
sorry,
No.
sorry for that confusion. I know you're like huge tangent, but all of that to say, your color palette for your characters are very similar to that. And I'm saying all of that to say is that I think if you did want to like dive into doing covers for YA or even adult, I think it would do well with
Oh,
your
thank
art
you.
style.
Yeah, like I'm gonna definitely try it. It's kind of intimidating, if I'm honest, but it's funny because
Don't.
illustrate 32 pages, right? But instead of just one cover, but it still feels a little bit scary.
And this kind of brings up in my mind, speaking of like Latina creators and authors, but I want to know if you bring in like your own culture into your work. Obviously, like you're from Colombia and you had like the rainforest book, but I also like I want to say Penny and like a couple of other of your styles, like those seem very like Latina coded to me. So I don't know if
Oh,
that is
that's
something
interesting.
you intentionally like put into your work or you tr intentionally kind of make that representation for yourself.
I think like in terms of like my culture, I guess if it happens subconsciously. I don't notice. But I do try to like keep that like what's the word? Hold on. Representation, right? Like having a lot of different types of people and characters, but I guess it does come from my experiences. So maybe some part of me being Colombian, it's like affecting the way I'm drawing without me noticing. But but yeah, I'm working on a book right now that is about Colombia. So that one will have a lot of culture in it, and I'm just really, really excited to work to color it.
We're excited to read it. We would love
Yay!
to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah, that one won't come out until like a couple months. It's still
Okay,
pretty early in the process.
we have time. Yeah, like we're only halfway through the year, so it's okay. Um, so since you are like you illustrate a lot of children's books, we wanted to ask like what was your favorite children's book growing up? And have you read any recently that you would like to recommend to our
Yeah.
audiences?
I don't have a great memory about my childhood, but I do remember Franklin the turtle. And I think it stuck with me because I feel like his character design like is very expressive. Like you can tell what he's feeling just from the illustrations, and I think that's really important when you're a picture book illustrator, just to show that emotion in your characters. So I did feel like that's why that one sticks with me. And it's not a picture book, I guess it's a little bit older, but I loved Amelia Bedelia. Loved that book. It was so funny. The art is just great.
I love that series. Oh man, my mom would read that to me at bed all the time. We would laugh and laugh at
So
like the
amazing.
hijinks that Amelia Bedelia gets to. Ah, I love that book series. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing. I think the art is really fun too. And just with the text, it just makes you laugh so hard. And I think that's just really awesome. Like having that reaction to a book, that's kind of what I want to do in my own work, even if it's not necessarily funny, because I feel like the work I've been doing is not too hilarious, but it definitely creates an emotion, and that's what I really think it's important for illustrators and like storytelling.
I found the book. I was
Yay! Shoot!
100% wrong. I was 100% wrong about the title, but the cover was in my mind's eye. So the book is
Okay.
called Fat Chance Charlie Vega by Crystal Maldonado.
Oh, okay. Now I know what that book. Okay,
Let
yes.
me see. Let's see what
Yes.
I can find.
Yeah,
I
Fat
recognize that.
Chance. I knew you would know.
Oh, oh yeah, that's
I
really
was
pretty.
like, I was like, yes. Now I see the cover. I was like, yes. Now I know what that book is.
Exactly. I was like, you, I knew you would know. But yes. So
Yeah,
the book
I
is
can see
called
it.
Fat Chance Charlie Vega by Crystal Maldonado. But I don't know, like when I saw your art, it just reminded me very much of this cover in particular.
Oh,
So I was like, oh, so again, you would do well to like if you decided you wanted to do YA or adult covers, because
yeah.
that obviously your style is your style, but when I looked at your artwork and you said you would want to do YA, this is the cover that
I can see
immediately
it.
like came to my mind.
Yeah, no, it's really pretty cover. I think the colors are so nice. It makes you feel kind of warm and fuzzy.
Exactly. So it's just like, I know I'm not crazy. I know. See, and this is why I was like, it's a Google about like Latino YA book covers, and that was what I
She said
found.
Kami Garcia. I'm like, well, I
I
have the
know.
her graphic novels and
No, I
there's like
know.
none of them are curvy Latinas on the cover.
I
So
know. I know. I just like, I know. I know. But speaking of authors, we are a book podcast or a podcast about books and other things and creators in general. You are here with us talking about your work and your art. But is there an author or a series that you would love to illustrate for?
I don't I don't think I have a specific like author in mind. I just want to do like more of those emotional deep stories. So, yeah, I think that's what I want to keep working on. So, if you have an author that wants to do that, let me know.
I think the trend right now is, what is it, romantasy
Mhm.
with like some horror and thriller sprinkled in, which can be emotionally
Yeah.
deep, depending on who's writing it. Um,
depending on the level of like psychological and thriller that you want to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, we could be thought partners in there if you wanted to.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't think of a series off the top of my head, but yeah, just I just love drawing, so anything.
Yeah.
Really.
Well,
And
maybe they could like ask you like, hey, maybe we need like newer updated versions of Amelia Bedelia. Could you do
That would
it?
be so funny. That would be if it's yeah, that'd be hilarious. That would be like a really fun project, I think.
So we're putting out in the universe
we're putting it out there. Just
the
like
updated versions of Amelia Bedelia.
I love it. I love it. Yes.
like with the Juliana spin to it, like the cutesy art.
She will
Uh,
be a Latina Amelia Bedelia.
yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Uh, I kind of want to ask a craft question. So you said that it takes you about 6 to 8 months to create
Four
or
to
like
six.
draw
Yeah.
for um to create a book. Can you talk us through like your process almost from start to finish
Yes,
if you have
of
that?
course. So my process, I work mostly with self-published authors. And so my process is very collaborative. So I'm not the type of illustrator that you're just gonna hand a manuscript and I'm just gonna be gone for a couple of months and then come back with a fully fully illustrated book. I'm the type one that like asks for your feedback and it's always keeping you in the loop. So my process works first, we do character design. And what we do is I meet with the authors on a Zoom like this, and we literally spend like an hour talking about the main characters and their personality. What do they look like? But also like their quirks and like how do they sit or what is their signature pose? All these little things that make them a person even if you don't show that in the book, but it helps me like picture who they are, and that's what helps me create them and just so that they feel more real and relatable. And then after character design, usually my process within character design is I send 3 sketches, like black and white sketches of let's say in this case Kendall, right? But since the mom in the book is based on her, it was like 3 different variations of what she could look like in my style. She picks the one she likes the best. Then I do 3 color versions, and then she picks the one she likes the best, and we go from there. After the characters are like approved, I move to storyboarding. So I like to print out the manuscript and like physically hold it so I can make notes and like cut things out and move things around. And that's when I'm like analyzing the manuscript, kind of like if you ever took AP English, kind of like that. Like going through the themes and like finding the key moments and page turns so that can help me like create the layout of the art. So I make after I have my manuscript analyzed and like already know what the key scenes are, I make thumbnails, which in art are like really ugly, quick sketches, like stick figure like of what the 32 pages would look like. And so then I meet with the author again. I show them my ugly sketches and and I walk them through my ideas, right? Like so for Kendall, like for example, I love starting the story in the copyright pages. So if I'm pretty sure you guys read the book starts with the kids waking up, right? But then in the copyright pages, right before the kids are sleeping. So it's like they're sleeping, right? And then they wake up. You know, like you started the story even before the text started. So I show her those ideas like in my thumbnails, walk her through, ask if she has any questions, because I sometimes authors have like scenes in their minds that like they're like, I absolutely want this, or like I was envisioning this here. So we talk about it, we fix things. And then I start sketching the whole book. So that's when I go a little bit no contact, just because I gotta focus. But it takes me about a month to just sketch out the cover and all the 32 pages. So the next time that I give an update to my authors, they have a PDF in black and white sketches of what the book would look like. So they can see it all together. They give me feedback, we make changes. Once that's approved, we move to color. And so this one works kind of similar to the character design. I meet with the authors first and we go through each scene and I ask them, what do you want the reader to feel in that page? Not what the character is feeling, but what do you want the reader to feel? Because that helps me figure out colors. And so in the scene, for example, where the cloud shrunk and the mom and dad are hugging, right? She wanted them to feel warm and like just heartwarming, right? So in my head immediately is like orange, right? Like red in my head. Like, okay, those colors make you feel like, oh. And if we make the clouds small, like all of these things are happening in my brain. So we discuss all of that, and then I pick three scenes, usually three different scenes, so we can explore different colors. So for example, for mom's cloud, we picked the bedroom scene, a beach scene, and then the one where they were hugging, because that was like a key moment in the book, so that I can do three different color versions of each of those scenes, and we can then discuss what's the best color palette, what we want, mix and match things. Once the color palette is approved, then I color block the whole thing. So the next time you hear from me, you will have a PDF that's just color blocked, which means it's just the base color, right? So if the sand, sand is yellow, so it's just gonna be yellow. No details, no shadows, not yet, until we like absolutely have everything approved. And then once, they like colors and everything, then I move to finals, which is the fun part where I just add all of the details, all the highlights. So that's why it takes me a little bit longer, just because I communicate with the author, we meet, and like they're always a part of the process. But it's really fun.
I mean, I was expecting it to take longer. Of course, that's someone's alarm going off on my in the parking lot that my apartment faces, but I was expecting it to be a lot longer. I think Teresa and mine's experience with publishing, it's sometimes it's years. And
Yeah,
she and I, we're comic book lovers and manga lovers. So like that's
those
even
take forever.
longer.
Yeah.
So, so for you doing this, solo, working with self-publishers, and in that to us, what is a short amount of time, I think that's fantastic.
Thank you.
But a short amount of time, but like just so much, like it's a lot of more detailed work. And I think this is
Yeah.
it's great that we're having this conversation because I feel like, especially with picture books, I feel like illustrators get like sidelined because they're like, oh,
Right.
it's just pictures and stuff. Like, no, there's a process to it.
Yeah.
And you just described the entire process. Like you're having a conversation with the author, you're planning the scenes, you're like going into detail, asking like the characters' sitting patterns and stuff, and going over the color palette. It's not just like, I feel like this is like a really a necessary conversation that people need to know about the life of a picture book illustrator because that's just
Yes.
amazing. There's just so much
Yeah.
work going into it.
Thank you. I do feel like people don't know, and I blame social media for it because we put, time lapses and whatnot, so it makes it seem like we're faster than what we actually are. So it's just, yeah, that's part of what I post on my content, right? Explaining the process, explaining why it takes so long. Because you'd be surprised how many people want a book in 2 months, like fully illustrated. Like I've had so many like authors come to me and say like, "Oh, can you have it like next month?" And it's like, "No, that's not possible."
Are there some projects, like, you don't have to go into detail about like the specifics of them, but are there some projects that you've had to kind of reject either based on their timeline or just general vibes that you weren't feeling it?
Yes, there's been a couple. Definitely timeline is one of my main reasons why I refuse, because I refuse to rush my art. I think quality is so important, especially in picture books. Like, I think that's what's going to help sell your book. So I don't want to rush any of it if I can. But I had one lead. I think it was I just had one actually. Um, she she emailed me to see, my availability. I'm currently booked, so it didn't work out because I'm booked. But she was also thinking of having her book published by the end of summer, and she reached out last week. And I was like, that's not gonna happen. Even if we were to work together, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work because there's so much work that goes into it, um, that people just don't understand. And I get it. Like I feel like, they've lived in their story, in their manuscript for so long, right? It's probably months, maybe years writing the story, that when it's finally finished, they just want to see it published. So I understand the excitement, but it does take some time. And then there was another story that I actually had to pass on because I didn't feel like I was the best fit for it. Um, because like I'm obsessed with horses. I love horses. They are like my favorite animals. And the story was about horses. And I was like, oh my God, this will be amazing. But I've not like my portfolio doesn't have any horses, like or like maybe one, but like that's not like something that I draw a lot. So I didn't feel like I could, even though I love the story, I could like do it justice enough. So I passed it on to somebody else that specializes on horses. Um, but yeah, it's interesting, the industry.
What would you say is for you personally, like if an author who's listening to this episode once it's uploaded, if they wanted to reach out to you, what would you say like the time frame? Like how much advance notice would they should
Um,
they give you to reach out for you to do a
so
project?
right now I am booked until next year, until January of next year. So if you were planning on publishing next year, probably reach out now so we can book you there. But I usually like I have a wait list, so you can join my wait list, and I'll send you updates once I'm opening spots. I would say if you're working on a book, and this is not just for me, just for illustrators in general, I think the moment, like maybe even while you're working on a book, start like looking for your artist because a lot of us book up in advance. Um, and you don't want to have to wait, I don't know, a year or so, right, for your artist. So start looking in advance. And then one good thing is that, because I feel like a lot of authors forget, they should have their manuscript edited professionally. So let's say you just finished your book and you were starting to look for illustrators. While you're looking for an illustrator or waiting for somebody to open up a spot, get your manuscript like edited because that's also going to take some time, and it'll give you more of a window to be able to work with the illustrator that you want. Um, so yeah, so at least give me at least 6 months if if you want to work with me so we can plan properly.
Well, kudos for being booked up for the
Thank you.
rest of the year.
Thank
And
you.
I hope they go very swimmingly.
Me too.
Um, so we do this game with all of our guests. It's called This or That, and like a bookish edition.
Okay.
So you choose which choice is preferable to you. You're just gonna throw a couple of curveballs towards you. It's just for like our audience members to get to know you a little bit
Okay.
better. So first up, we have paperback versus hardback.
Hardback.
Interesting. Yeah. A lot of people are now turning into like paperbacks because they're like it's heavy to a hardback is heavy to carry around.
Yeah, I think I'm biased because picture books look so nice in a hardback.
That is true. That is very true.
That's what I was gonna
But
say. I'm like, she
yes,
probably, because her industry is picture
yes.
books and picture
But
books
if it's
are
just
better.
like reading for me, paperback
Okay.
because it's heavy. I agree. But I am biased for the picture books.
um, read one book at a time, or you're reading multiple books at a time.
I am reading multiple.
Yeah, I do that too. Whitney can't do it.
I can't. I can barely, I haven't, full disclosure, I haven't been able to like finish a book in a while, not or even like a TV show. I don't know what's happening. I'll get to like the last like 25 pages, set it down, and then never pick it back up again.
No,
Like that has been my mode for a while.
that would drive me crazy. I would want to know.
um, physical copy or ebook or audio.
I'm a physical copy kind of girl. Yeah, I get tired with looking at a screen.
Yes, that's very true. Um, a library or a bookstore.
Oh, that one's tricky. I love my libraries. I go there all the time to do like research. I love that you can just take books out for free. It's just an amazing system. I think people don't use them enough. And bookstores are dangerous. If I go in there, I don't come out empty-handed. So it's a tricky one. But let's go with libraries. Yeah.
I'm with you there, Juliana. Bookstores are a dangerous thing. I'm like, I
Yeah.
always come out with a book. So,
Yeah.
and
I feel like
Whitney
they're
has
like
seen that.
art
Yeah.
stores because I
Oh,
just
yeah.
do the same thing.
Do not put me in what is it? What does our friend do? That our friend Tessa,
Oh, stationery store.
stationery store.
Yeah.
Do not put me in a stationery store. I love stickers. I love
Oh my God,
pens.
you're
I love
speaking my language.
notebooks.
I
Like, do
love
not put
stickers
me in a,
too.
do
It's
not
And
put me in
we
a
dangerous.
stationery store.
and one time we went to a bookstore that also had a stationery level, and it was hard to get both of us out because she was stuck in the stationery side and I was stuck on the bookstore.
I feel, oh my God, yes. I feel
Did
that.
did I buy a $15 pen? Perhaps. Did I need
Oh my
it?
God,
No.
yeah,
Do I
no,
know where it
yes.
is? Also no,
Me
but
with
I
all the
bought it.
journals I have.
Exactly. I'm like, it's so good. Okay, so Juliana, we have a competition going
Okay.
on, this next one, and it's very tricky. So hopefully, um, you will your choice will go into either one of our
We're
Ooh,
favorites.
no
tied.
pressure.
We're tied, by the way.
So hopefully, this will go into my favor. Um, bookmarks or page corner fold.
Bookmarks.
Thank you.
Yes, sorry. Bookmarks, yes. I love bookmarks. And I love making them too, like designing them. It's so fun.
Ooh, I would
Ah,
take a design, Juliana
No.
yes.
No,
Castro original
no, no,
bookmark.
no, 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 no. Do not give her a bookmark, Juliana. Do
I'll
not
take
give her a
it.
book.
I'll
Do
take a
not give
bookmark.
her one because
I,
she does not deserve it. She-
I'm a dog ear page, but
Oh.
I would respect your bookmark. The thing about it is so as I mentioned earlier, I'm a K-pop
Mhm.
person. And so when I buy albums and stuff, they come with like ephemera and accoutrement and like little for lack of better phrasing, photo cards, like kind of
Okay.
like baseball cards. And so I have like a book for them. And then I have a book for like that type of stuff. So like the I have like carrying cases and what is it? Like the film that to
Okay.
preserve. So I do keep that stuff safe and it's safely in my house. So if we got a book, if I got a bookmark from you, I would cherish it. It would be
Oh,
safely put away. It would just not be used for
not in a book.
anything.
Yeah.
I would just cherish it forever. That's it.
That's sweet. Yeah.
That is the longest load of BS that I heard.
I would
Like,
cherish it forever. I'm just saying. I wouldn't use it for its intended purposes, but I would be like, I have a Juliana
oh my
Castro.
God. Do not get the end of the do not give her a bookmark, Juliana. Just
Please send us a bookmark. I would appreciate it.
Oh my
send
God.
me a
That's so
bookmark,
funny.
but do not send her a bookmark.
Okay.
So I'm leading in this battle that we're one is it's still more than you. So
Okay, Vin Diesel.
That's so funny.
um our next one is either reading in silence or read with music.
Silence. Yeah. Sometimes I can block out music, but I like to really get into the story and like let my creativity do its thing.
And you love nature, so like
Yeah.
you can just read outside in
Yeah.
nature and
I
let
love
the
I love reading outside. It's so peaceful. It's like meditation.
yes. And then for our last one, reading with tea or reading with coffee.
Tea. I'm a tea
Yay.
person. Are you a coffee person, Whitney?
Oh yeah, for sure. Coffee, dog-eared pages. It's all.
And I try to wonder why we're friends, but here we are.
Because opposites attract.
Opposites attract.
It's the Capricorn Sagittarius
Oh yeah.
friendship for the ages. We get along quite well,
Yes,
actually.
we do. Apart from the dog earing, the murdering of the books.
I'll keep my thoughts and opinions.
Yeah, there we go.
I do have two extra more art related this or that questions.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
hand hand draw or digital draw?
Mm, I will go with hand draw because I feel like when I'm like physically, I know I'm physically drawing too, but when I'm painting, like I feel like that's when my inner child is the happiest. Um, Digital is just gets the work done, right? Like it makes it fast. I can do my business side of it, but traditional painting is yeah, is my true calling.
And you're probably not as much of a fan, and it's definitely outside of your uh not outside of your wheelhouse, but it's a different wheelhouse. But as we mentioned, Tarisha and I are both manga and graphic novel
Mhm.
lovers. So which would you lean more towards? Not choose per se, but manga or graphic
I
novels?
think graphic novels. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
And
I want to get more into like reading them just because the art's beautiful. And it's just really, really nice. But yeah, I've never really been into manga. Yeah.
and that's totally fine. We love both, and that's but we want to share our love with
Yeah,
other artists and get their thoughts on it.
I love that.
Yeah. So we have two more questions for you
Mhm.
before we end our talk. Our second to last question is, how did you get into illustrating, and what advice would you give those trying to get into the industry?
Yes. Well, I got into illustrating just kind of following my passion, right? Just to go a little bit back on my history. Um, Before I chose to go to art school, I was actually going to major in engineering, like go to somewhere else and do like engineering because I had the idea that like illustration was just like art drawing, right, was just a hobby, and I couldn't really do that as a job until my junior year in high school when you have to start looking for colleges and like they come visit and SCAD was one of the colleges that came to visit. And I was like, sure, let's go. I have no idea. I didn't even do the research. I didn't know who they were. I was like, let's just go to this talk. And that's like that feeling when like you're shaking, like everything like tingles and like you have like butterflies in your stomach and your eyes are like that's how I felt when they said they were talking about all the majors and art, and I was like, oh my God, this is like possible. This is actually like a thing I could do. Like I want to go there. And I was so excited. Like I remember when my mom dropped me off, she was like crying. She's like, oh my God, you're leaving. And I was like, oh my God, mom, get out of here. I'm so excited. This is like the first place that like I feel like I can be me. And so that's when I got into the illustration stuff. And then an advice I would have for other illustrators is that talent alone won't get you to succeed. Like I think there's this like misconception or idea that if you're the best artist, then you're gonna be amazing, right? And you're gonna have all the jobs and everything is gonna come to you. But I think there's so much more than just talent. Obviously, keep on working on your craft, but also focus on the business side of it. If you like learn marketing and how to like position yourself and promote yourself, that will help you a lot on getting new clients and all of that, but also focus on connections and meeting other artists, other authors. It's really that helps a lot. At the end of the day, word of mouth is still useful, right? um but yes, I would tell them to just stay consistent, keep working on the portfolio, don't give up because it is hard, but it's not impossible, right? And you can do it too. And don't just wait for success to be handed to you. Just work to get there. And yeah, just you can do it.
Yay.
Yay.
So we have our final question for you. And since you mentioned putting yourself out there, um, are there any upcoming projects that you can tell us about? I know you've hinted that you have a few out already, but and you're working on some stuff, your book through till January 2027. If you can tell us about, and then also, will you be attending any like conventions or industry things? Will you be like a panelist? Will you be doing like Artist Alley, or will you just be going like as a fan? I think Vancouver has like a cool convention community, and then you're also in line with California, which there's a
Yes.
convention all the time.
So for my work right now, yes, I can tell you a little bit. I'm working on two books at the moment. Well, three actually. I just started another one. So three books at the moment. One of them is about Colombia. So that one, I think they're still changing the title. So it might be different when it comes out, but right now it's called Camila's Magical Journey, and it's about this Colombian girl. She's a first generation Colombian American, right? So she's never been to Colombia. And so she doesn't feel like she's Colombian enough to call herself Colombian. But her grandma, her abuelita, like comes to visit. She's coming from Colombia, and she brings her a hat. And the hat, whenever Camila puts it on, takes her to Colombia. So she can like explore the different parts of it. And so she learns about it. And at the end of the book, it's really sweet because she ends up understanding that she is Colombian, even though she's never physically been in Colombia, she still has that heritage and she's still part of the country and she still is enough Colombian, you know what I mean? So it's really sweet. I'm excited for that one. And I'm working on another one called Hibiscus. This will be my first like poem picture book. And it's really, really sweet. It's about this little girl that's a little bit mischievous. Her name is Hibiscus. And she like doesn't realize the consequences of her actions. So, she like for example, she steals plums from the neighbor and sells the plums, right? Without like realizing that those are not her plums to sell. Or little things like that. But the main conflict is there like the teacher, the summer school teacher, who is like completely opposite to Hibiscus. She's like very strict, very like muted in colors. Hibiscus has like crazy hair and she doesn't wear shoes. She has to like kind of get her like together, right? Like just make sure that she behaves. And when she doesn't, she kicks her out of the classroom. And then all hell breaks loose because the teacher loses control of the classroom. And that causes weather issues because her name is Mrs. Stormy. So you can kind of get an idea of what's gonna happen there. But it's really cute. It's beautifully written. Um, so I'm excited for that one. And then later this year, I'm going to be working on the second book for Kendall. So she's doing a series of Mom's Cloud, and I believe this one's going to be in the park. So I still haven't read the manuscript entirely, but I'm excited to work on that one as well. And then as far as conferences, I don't have anything planned right now. Um, I'm still kind of working on my immigration status here in Canada, so I can't leave Canada, but I will look to see if there's anything here in Vancouver. But yeah, no, nothing planned so far, but I let you know if anything changes.
Well, we look forward to seeing all of your new work.
Yes.
Um, and thank you so much. Tabrisha, I'm gonna toss it over to you to close us out.
Yes. Thank you. I'm just gonna, let's see. Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay.
Yay.
There we go. So, thank you, Juliana, for such an amazing conversation. If you want to check out more books illustrated by Juliana Castro, make sure to visit her website. You see all of her the books that she has currently illustrated that are currently out. Also, the one that her I feel like A Day in the Rainforest was your first one.
Yeah.
Yes, so you can check out A Day in the Rainforest. I know I'll be definitely checking it out. We will also be providing links to this in the description of the episode and also on the Cup of Tea with That Book Please website. But we want to say a big thank you to Juliana. Thank you so much for joining us. This was such a wonderful conversation to listen to you about your process. I hope you had a wonderful time, just like as much as we did.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It was really fun. I love to
Thank
talk
you
about
so much.
illustration, so I can do this all day long.
We would love to
Okay.
have you back. Talk about all your
Yes,
new works for sure.
Yes,
awesome. Thank
definitely.
you.
And thank you everyone for taking the time to listen and watch this latest episode. You can find out more episodes of Tea and Books Chat by subscribing wherever you get your podcasts. Also, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. And also, you can subscribe to our the the main website, cupofteawiththatbookplease.com. So thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you again, Juliana, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care,
You.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.